Hi and welcome to this live currency strength indicator table video with me, John, on this Tuesday the 21st of March. Here we have our two tables in front of us. We have the trend traders table and the day traders table. These are the same studies but just highlighting to us different time frames. These tables auto update every 5 minutes 24/7, meaning that our members can see how the markets stand right now in real time, and we've already seen a little bit of a change here in the momentum on some of the currencies. Now if I just grab the 9 o'clock table which I screenshotted, we can see that the New Zealand dollar is actually on the weak side of both tables, but on the day traders table it is the second weakest. Now I've just refreshed it before looking to do the video today, and you can see that the New Zealand dollar is now the weakest currency. So that's quite an interesting thing to look at going into today. We can see that the yen still remains strong from a higher time frame point of view. However, we can see that it started to fade here on the day traders table. It is only S3 at the moment. And if you look around technically today, a lot of risk coming back into the market today. So that yen really is starting to, and might be one to avoid going into today's session. So we will talk about that in a little bit. We can see that the pound is the strongest on the day traders, only the second strongest on the trend traders, and the euro is the second strongest on our day traders and the third on our trend traders. Again, to be honest, looking around, pound and euro looking very strong at the moment, so be interesting to see how this plays out. Obviously we've got Bank of England coming up as well, so we'll see what's going on in the markets. We're going to take a look at pound Kiwi first. I'm going to see how that market is playing out, because price is rallying quite considerably to the upside after it broke out of a key level of resistance. So the if we take a look at the bigger picture first, we can argue that price is kind of in a large scale trading range, the lows being that of the 1.89 handle, the highs being between the sort of 2.0200 all the way up to the 2.0500 highs. We could also look obviously for price to come back up into these range highs if that momentum is going to continue. So technically from a higher time frame point of view, price rallying to the upside. We do have some resistance levels in the way. We've got this 1.9975 and the 2.0200. Now if we go to the daily time frame, you can see that a little bit more cleanly. You can actually see there was a little bit of a trading pattern forming at that resistance before, where you can see we have the left shoulder there, the head, the right shoulder. Price fell away, it moved back down to our area of support, and ever since then price has pretty much, after kind of breaking through a channel as well, trading back to the upside. Now the key thing for us was to see how price reacted at this 1.9650 handle, and as you can see we've absolutely annihilated that level today. Hasn't really even looked back. Yesterday's close was right in at the level. We then sort of opened, gapped down slightly, and then broke through and continued to trade higher. So the momentum really is with pound Kiwi at the moment, and I think if that's going to be the case, then the next stop for it is this 1.9975, especially from this daily time frame point of view. If we go to the 4-hour time frame, how could we potentially look for opportunities then? Well, I'm looking to see if price will pull back, because I'm not looking to get involved here. Although there is still 170 pips to go until that level is met, putting your stop loss is going to be a bit of a problem on this market, because you want your stop loss in a safe space, potentially below lows, and that gives us a negative reward to risk ratio at this current moment in time. So the 1.9650 looks like a good area for the market to retest, if it does retest. Obviously price may not retest, depending on how aggressive this market wants to be. So we're just going to have to be a little bit patient with this one, I think, and see if price does pull back. So the 1.9650, you can see these highs all in here. That's the area I'd set an alert on. If price can come back down into that area and we start to see support being found, i.e. those kind of reversal trading patterns around that area, then I'd be happily looking for opportunities. Now you can also see I've got this kind of bullish channel on here as well. So we may find some resistance at this bullish channel high. Price may come back to the bullish channel low and continue sort of upwards like that. So we do have an opportunity that if price was to trade back below the 1.9650, we have this trend line support running through, which could act as support in the short term, in the sort of bigger picture, for a move back to the upside as well. So two areas really of support that I would be looking for would be this 1.9650 and then down towards this trend line. You could even argue maybe if we stretched out this zone in here, it may even kind of intersect with that as well. So couple of areas to watch out there for pound Kiwi. At the moment though, price is flying, so I don't think we're going to be able to sort of jump on the move to the upside. If it doesn't pull back, then so be it. Price will move without us, probably come up into that 1.9975, and then we could potentially look for the opposite to happen. Maybe the pound will weaken at that point, Kiwi might strengthen, and this might be a good area to sell from in the short term. So maybe we could have a look at that dynamic if the situation on the tables change. Bringing back the tables then, we can see obviously pound strongest currency. We do still have the dollar flirting on here as one of the weakest currencies at the moment. Obviously the dollar weakening substantially at the moment. So if we take a look at pound US dollar, we can have a little look at the dynamic here because it might give us a clue as to what could happen with the pound on the sort of bigger picture. Now I'm on the 4-hour chart here just to show the levels a little bit more clearer. We can see that we've broken through the 1.22 highs here. We've rallied into this high through there, which is the high back on the 14th of February, which sits around about the 1.2270. We tried to break above it, but we failed. Price came back to the downside here. But now we can see price really starting to rally again. So I'm going to be interested if pound can trade above this area. Can we look for longs into the next level of resistance? You can see we've got the 1.24 here. We've also got the 1.2425 handle, which is all these highs here. Now, the reason why I'm favouring a move into there, maybe for a reversal, is because of what's happening on the bigger picture. Now, if I go to the daily time frame and just zoom in slightly, we can see that price is pretty much trading within a range of the 1.1850 lows and that 1.2425. If I just do that, you can see it from bouncing from the highs to the lows. So maybe we're on our way back to the range to highs. Now if we get back to the range highs, there could be an opportunity to trade back down to the range lows as well. So again, another sort of two-ended sort of opportunity here, double-edged sword here. We could either look for the longs into the 1.2425 or look for the reversal at that point. Obviously if the tables do dictate that we can look for that short at that point. So a couple of interesting markets to look at. I do like pound as well. I mean, if we go and take a look at the lower time frames, we've come into a little bit of support here. Maybe you can see the kind of the pattern forming there. Maybe we'll get a higher low coming in at this point, and you know that maybe is something you could look at. Again, I'd have to look at the reward to risk ratio here. I think if price came back down into these lows and you were looking to target that high, you got 37 pips to work with. So reward to risk wise, probably not worth it. We want to be looking for a really good healthy reward to risk ratio. So I'd probably wait for the breakout instead for a move back to the upside there. But pound Kiwi looking very good for continuation moves to the upside. So does the pound US dollar price. We'll see if we can get any kind of opportunities forming. Thanks for watching the video, and I look forward to speaking to you in the next one.